don't know if it's working. It's a new setup. What's going on, Rob? Got snacks? It's a mid-afternoon. Oh, shoot. That's all right. I'll check it later. Some mid-afternoon stuff. You know. That's too serious, man. Still cold. Not as bright as it was earlier. Wait to see who drops in and out of this feed here. And we shall see. It's been a while since I was able to bring the snacks for birds. One second. But yeah. Almost went and grabbed a whole Fago like I did before. Not this time. Let's do chips, man. But just because I brought a drink from home, that's the main thing. I was able to bring a drink from home. Here they come. I spoiled them this morning with the breakfast sandwich. Not just egg. It was like turkey too. I don't know if they want this. Don't get it. Yeah. They help me eat. I get a chance to eat less. But I want to do a check-in because, you know, it's not so bad today. I think earlier when I was walking over, it was cold, man. But it's also the direction I was going. So right now it's pretty chill. Wrapped up the Among Us stream. You know, on the side I was trying to upload and offload all these files off my phone. Trying to offload as much data as possible. You know, help myself out by clearing the phone out. Cup, what's going on? I'm gonna just say Cup. I don't know about the Caesar. Appreciate you dropping in, bro. Thank you for being here. I'm just hanging out. What's going on your side of the map? You see me feeding these Lays, these chips to the crows behind me. They're getting spoiled today. No, I can't buy like day after day, week after week, and they were yelling at me, and I was like, yeah, probably on my bad. I'm so used to bringing food to them, at least by the house. At my house, I usually feed them, but over here, I forgot to do it. My bad, I can't even read. Noah, is that Noah? Yeah. What's going on, man? Appreciate you dropping in. Thank you for being here. Where am I at? I'm just at the park. Man. Love self-health. I like that. Excuse me for chewing and talking, but I like that name. Love self-health. It's getting harder and harder for people to do that more often, and you start noticing it. It's unfortunate. That's what all I can say. It's unfortunate. What is today? Monday? I might have to walk past. I don't know if it's Monday or Friday. My friend who goes to the NA meetings. I want to walk past and see if he's over there doing all right. There's some days he'll check in at his meeting and then he'll message me. But I think he's about 100 or 200 days sober, which is really good for him. So, we're not the closest of friends, but I hope he's doing all right. Yeah, that was crazy. Last time I walked past, I just saw him, and we just chopped it up for a good while. You know, and yeah, I haven't really seen him since. I might have to just shoot him a text. You know, that's one thing I worry about. So, you know, certain people suffer alone. I just got done talking about that on the weekend. Hold on. Oh, and then Duolingo. That's funny. So I gotta reach out to Bray. Barbecue chips. You want some? That's funny. I swear you're not supposed to feed him this. I know that, but go for it. More than enough. Yeah. But I don't know. I think about that sometimes, man. Like whether it's the holidays, when I did the streams on Thanksgiving, I was worried about people that didn't have people to spend time with, or they're just kind of, you know, in their own mind or whatever. I was like, hopefully they'd find this, but I think my timing was off. I had to put most of the energy into the morning rather than just like space it out throughout the day. But that's on me, you know. That's on me. Go get it. And I don't know, man. We'll get better at, you know, doing these things realistically. We got all the snacks right now. Eric, Santiago, what's going on, man? Let me switch camera angles so I can get something to drink real quick. Santiago, what's going on, man? Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Should have hit the mute. So tomorrow, I gotta do Taco Tuesday for tomorrow. Damn, what the fuck? Somebody's talking about snacking on a honey bun right now. That's what they said in the live chat earlier. Not on this, but on the gaming. That shit cracked me up. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right at the base too. Right at the base. Yes, sir. Yeah, this was overdue, man. Trying to take. Oh, it was a small bird too. You gotta take advantage of those dry days because I think what messed up last time was my original mic. I was halfway using it in the rain, and then I just felt like some water got through on the actual port, the thing that ports in, but also the open side. You know, moving quick, huh? There you go. Moving quick. There you go. Pump fake. Eat it. I said we justify eating the honey bun. Share with the bird. This is like some middle school type shit. Oh, there they are. That's just hella far. That bro. I'm throwing that lefty. I can't even throw left really. Damn. All right, we got both. Pause. Yeah, man. Like, it's been so cold outside. As soon as I walked in that store, like they had the heater blasting. I was like, bro, it's the contrast in here is crazy. Like I needed this right now. Give me a second. 100% energy. Duolingo says 100% energy. I guess that's a sign. All right, let me redo. There we go. We got one more bag. All right, here we go. 1 second. There we go. Just let me know if the connection is still there or not. Whoever's lurking around, lingering. Just took a little snack break today. Come on down. Yeah, you got to take advantage of these. I got to check my timeline because whatever I did 5 years ago, I mean, my bad, not 5 days ago, boosted the numbers. So I'm doing something right. Didn't even check it that hard. Doing something right. And I don't want to know. Part of me wants to just do. The more I'm just doing, though, I get farther and farther away from, what do you call this? Concentrating on what needs to be done. But anyway, what I'm saying is the other two things that are happening, give me a second. Like even whether I'm in transit or not, I'll sit there and I did it last night actually. I hit the Duolingo or whatever. I'll I'll hit the Duolingo. If I'm not doing that, I'll do email stuff, some other whatever. Like I used to just do so much video editing and kill the phone battery. And we're not really, doing that no more. A lot of stuff that's being created now is one takes. It's gone to that point basically. It's gone to that point. I'm locked in for the most part. Can't waste a second, can't waste an hour. In them numbers. The other thing too is like all the video game stuff that's been getting done that I've been overlooking. Surprising me, man. Whoop. There you go. Now they can eat air chips. Yeah, at the house we mainly just feed them like bread, or it'll be what do we have, like cashews? It'd be like cashews and almonds and stuff like that. So any like leftover stuff we have, we'll just feed those. Give me a second. playing hella close. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, with that being said, it's like you won't see me wasting a second or an hour, you know. But I have to be mindful of like what I'm doing on the off days. So I don't know. When I go back, I might have to open up certain folders, getting back to typing, and just double checking my work. Just constantly just on top of my work, man. You know, oh, that's the new napkin. That's where I'm at now with this. So hopefully y'all stick with the journey. Here we go. Yeah. What time is it now? 2:41. Yeah, I got more than enough time to probably run. I might run the simulator. Um, so I'll run the simulation, the simulator thing and the duck simulator. Excuse me. And then I might just actually type, man. I might just have to get back in that mode. Just slowly open up those other apps, older apps. Open, get that going. Part of me wants to actively play, but I feel like I could just do that tonight. My friends, actually, no, it's crazy. I'm wearing this hoodie. That's Solarian's hoodie. Pause. It's like his brand, the stuff that he sells. But he's going live tonight. It's Monday, so it's gonna be what is Monday? Stardew. So he'll be doing Stardew Valley, and then I kind of want to do Moonstone. Just get in that mode because I haven't. I don't think I've did it since about Thanksgiving, so that's Thursday. Part of me wants to get on top of that. Pause. And the duck thing, I feel like I did that already. The duck I did on Saturday, and I was recording at the same time, so I was able to knock out. Yeah, that's crazy. I might save that for the weekend. You know, and it's cool because I'm friends with the new security people there. So, well, at least one of them. The other guy, he doesn't really talk to no one, but one of the new dudes, he's like a student, so we kind of just started speaking about Wi-Fi connection and he wanted to work on his assignments or something like that. I forgot what he said, but it was pretty chill. It was pretty chill. Give me a second. You know, yeah, I feel like one a day's enough. When I look at that stuff, I'm like, a good run or a run that's good towards the end is better than nothing. You know, it's the days when I have these ones, the more dry. It's funny because I put dry in the title, but when you have the more dry ones, that's probably a sign. Um, more dry chats. Excuse me. Gotta be mindful of that. But I probably will start moving up the hill at a certain point. 25 mark. Let's do that. We'll do the 25 mark. Save me a bunch of time. It'll save me at least 3 hours of my day. You know. Give me a second. Get something to drink here. We're catching them hiccups. I was about to post up where over by the other dog park, but they were chilling at the lounge chair. That's what I call them, the lounge chairs. There's a bunch of dogs running around. I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to get in the way of that. Matter of fact, here while I'm at it, give me a second. Shit. All right, anyone that dropped in, my bad. Let me know if that's back. Let me know if that's back. I'm losing connect. Oh yeah, there's a thing. No one's gonna care. Nah, let me not say that. Let me not say that. All right, give me a second. Started going that way. Let's go this way. Yeah. See who drops in. I'll give it a few before I get to moving myself. Because I always take the slow walk up towards the hill. Man, my hands are cold. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, man. That's the other thing I gotta start looking up is the what do you call this? The citizenship, like the whole overseas citizenship stuff. Because a lot of people they don't want to deal with us no more. They're like, we're not dealing with Americans, which is funny. Not not our fault in particular. It's a few people, not our fault. You know, I can't I can't keep playing the game like that. You know, that's the thing. Everybody tired, man. Also, yeah, I was talking to my brother about the Bluetooth stuff, and I was like, man, I gotta really rethink newer older headphones, man. Everybody's going back to wires, and I was like, damn, I need to get. I haven't had like wired earbuds in years since I got my first Raycons, and I'm like, I might have to go back to that because you see right now I have the bone conduction stuff, and it's funny because I was skeptical when my uncle showed me, but I was like, this is really convenient, but I don't know what it's not doing. But I will say simply just not having headphones anymore, I think a lot like 2 times more, not necessarily faster, but just 2 times more. You know, most people listen to is just podcasts anyway. It's funny because me doing that is almost agreeing to not doing these no more. If that makes sense. You know, this is stuff that's probably more head. Well, some people do. Some people I know personally are playing this off the phone, which is a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Also 25. Let me see. It's the 25. Let's get to it. Yeah. You got cases on cases, man. All right, here we go. It's too cold. See, like I'm a high and by type of person, but my guy be in his own zone, so I never want to bother him. You know, as a piece of me that really wants to hit though. It's good, high by, but it's my guy. He in his zone, so I can't leave him alone. You know, nothing I can really do. One of the things I entertained, I thought about a whole strategy and plan, but I might save that shit for the future, man. You know, sometimes I'm tired of being responsible and in charge of some bullshit. I shouldn't call it bullshit, but you know, I just don't want to be in charge. I don't need to deal with that. You know? Yeah, it involves people. Yeah, it could be better. Yep. Whole lot of things. When just being outside is just chilly. Ooh. Can't let the day go to waste, man. I can't. I can't. 100 here and there, a dozen here and there, 20 here and there. All that adds up to me, man. You gotta remember. You gotta remember, man. You gotta remember what that do. Is there a better way to do it? Yes, sir. I gotta think about that a little bit. We might start getting back on the little shorts train. You know? Get back on that shorts train. Get back to them thousands. Like we used to. Get 1,000 here and there like we used to. And that's been a while. So we'll get back to it. How's it going? And we'll see. And it's cold, bro. Ooh. So I'm thinking about it. Like the lady was pushing a stroller. I'm like, I hope that baby's warm. One time I was holding one of my friends. I'm not friends with him no more, but I was holding his son. You know, he woke up from a nap. So we just picked him up from the couch. We bring him over here. Picked him up. His whole body was just warm. But I was like the too. And then randomly we were both sweating. I was like, damn man, I was talking to little kids like, why are you warm? What's going on with you? I'm warm. I've been moving around a little bit personally, but you were just napping. You know, some kids just be napping, but they have it's probably a form of metabolism as well. You know, when he's moving around in hyper, he's got the fast metabolism. It's crazy. I will say God bless them though in that family because that boy's baby mom was testing him, and he done failed. He failed the community. He failed a lot of shit. God bless him, man. That's one thing you can't go but get though. The concern for the woman, if not, you know, the concern for the fact that he was a fuck up. That's a whole nother conversation. Actually, crazy. But god damn, I was like, damn. But yeah, I really like. I'm gonna keep doing these. Don't get me wrong. But you know, when you got moments and days like this, they don't fall on deaf ears. People drop in and out. Some people click on it. That's fucked up, man. From the first buffer to the last, the whole time it was just buffering. But you know, when it's funky, you gotta just unfunk it. So I don't know what stayed. I don't know what displayed. I couldn't even tell you what was able to play. Listen, man. I'll start off what I was saying before on the last chat, but also bring it back right here full circle, man. And we'll see how much time I end up spending on this actually. You know, my thing is like I said, chopping up with my friend, and they're like, If you think you won't deal with any discrimination there, you'll get discriminated there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying I won't. I'm aware of that. It doesn't help that I'm Filipino there. It doesn't help that I'm walking around with a beard and tattoos and shit over there. That's probably already crazy enough. I'm already gonna stand out there enough. But my thing about it is this, man. Let's say there's a form of discrimination or profiling. There's a misunderstanding. If not, there's a reason to shut someone up. You know what I'm saying? You do that over here, it's an altercation. I'm okay with that. I'm with the shits. There's altercation that leads to a shootout. Unfortunately, I'm with the shits. There's altercation. Sometimes you just get shot. Sometimes there's no altercation. Sometimes you just get shot. Sometimes you just get profiled. You get shot. So my thing is like, that's here. That's what I'm used to. That's what I'm accustomed to. That's what I expect. And the simplicity of just like going places and like I said, just buying the toys that I needed for my event that I'm trying to run, or like the little tourney that the little idea I'm trying to run, having that stuff and then going to the store over in Bellevue on the east side where it's like really nicer and prominent, going over and dealing with that shit. It's like all it took was one of those white ladies to just be uncomfortable a little too much and then call the cops on me in the fucking plaza. That's all it took. Not saying that that won't happen anywhere else. You understand? That's not to say that won't happen anywhere else, but when we come to like trigger happy police officers, I can't say that that's, we specialize in that. America specializes in that shit. So let me get away from that shit, man. Because sometimes I don't mind having a talk for a misunderstanding. I don't mind a lot of shit, but it's the fact that I have to go through it, the fact that I have to find a way to navigate it is very unfair to me. And I have a lot of people. I need them to check their privilege and bullshit at the door. Where I'm like, a lot of stuff you do and live through is some choices, man. Whether it's something you wear or it's how you wear stuff. Because I've went through that wearing a suit. I went through that, on the way to and from places. Like people just thinking that rocking a suit or like some like a button up or something is like a so I've had like the little moments like that here and there where I'm like, I can't shake it. Do I got to start walking different? So that means I'm not being myself. Like I have to literally walk different, so I'm not being myself. I'm not dressing the way I like, the things that are comfortable to me, the things that I like. Can't even wear a hoodie, can't even put the hood on. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's little stuff like that that I think about. But back to the whole family part of it, it's like I don't think there's ever been a time, at least on my dad's side, where the family hasn't really looked over their shoulder or had to take care of some people and handle their business in a very physical way, or just like a very like, there's people trying to be intimidating. You manage that shit in a manageable way, like just being within that type of environment. So I for once want something peaceful, and I feel like Japan is that. But again, there's probably other places to look into. There's probably other places that have similar peace related stuff. That's why I kind of looked into Costa Rica too. There's pros and cons everywhere. Don't get me wrong, but I just need less of the cons and the chaos that I'm used to, man. It's not easy to really calculate. You wouldn't know unless you actually went. And another funny aspect, because this is still on the table actually, but I will say the other aspect was going to live in Texas. And it's funny because one thing, again, and I try to focus on the, good more than the bad. But when, like I said, my friend Kat, we're talking about it. It's like, you have people who have a different level of respect and understanding for their guns and the safety of it because they probably hunt or they just have them. And like a part of the, one of the funny things my friend told me when he was forced to move was, he said, let me tell you about Southern hospitality. He said, you know what Southern hospitality is? I respect you and you respect me because we both might have guns, and like our states and our cities are big on guns or they're okay with it. And I'm going to respect you just in case. And I was like, that's fair. And then the other aspect that my friends are bringing up, because they do a lot of, they do things in the gun world, but it's not real guns. It's like airsoft and shit. And that, still respectable in the regard of like having a respect for firearms, because they understand it. They're like, oh yeah, I get how we do this stuff, but this is fun because you get hit with a laser or a BB or, a paintball, and you get to live to see another day and you keep playing the game. But like, they understand, how crazy it can actually be with an actual gun, rifle, different calibers, bigger you know what I'm saying? Anyway, the point I'm making with saying all this is um, the funny thing that was brought, I shouldn't say funny. When you have those people down south that actually hunt, the people down south that actually hunt, the thing about them is like this, right? How do I explain this? You hunt a deer, you hunt like different wildlife with like a gun, whether you're like close action, with the pistol, or like you have a rifle from a distance, whatever, and then you walk up to the carcass of the deer that was killed, the moose, the elk, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And then when you inspect the body, you look at the wound. So you're looking at this wounded animal, this dead wounded animal. You're like, okay, that round pierced through this neck and they bled out this much and they're dead now. And this is like tough, muscular flesh that is dead now from this rifle, from this bullet, from this particular caliber, from that distance. And you just understanding and calculating all that, whether you calculate things or not, but just understanding the power of a gun, rifle, whatever. My thing is like, okay, you understand that. And I was like, yeah. So my friend was like, yeah, that's what humbles a lot of people. Like, oh shit, I can do this. I need to be careful with this because this is what that does. So I need to be careful with this. And that's fair. And then the other point they brought up was like, the other side of it is they see that shit and they're like, oh, this is cool. I can't wait to do this to other people. That's the other crazy aspect. Now, my thing is, how do you get rid of the crazy aspect, or you check it and minimize it? I'm not saying you can't, but it's gotten to a point where like it's so out of hand that it's growing on its own, even despite certain people's efforts, and everyone's not really stepping up to make the efforts until shit really hits the fan. That happens all the time. That stuff happens right now, especially with this particular election, if not just the temperament of the country right now. So that's just what we're dealing with at this moment. But yeah, man, I'm like, I don't want to sit there and dance around this stuff. I don't want to dance around people who are correct and right. I got done talking to my brother about this because he seemed a little confused about some shit sometimes, and I'm like, it's not complicated to me. When you talk and deal with people who are trying to constantly be correct, what is the culture of being right and correct? Your logic is there. You're smart. You know some things. It's one thing if you're documenting history. That's another thing. But you're correct about stuff. You argue and you know how to win arguments, and you love arguing or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But at one point, it's like, okay, you're always right, but people don't want to be around someone who's constantly trying to be right and correct all the time and can't just have a simple amount of fun. You know what I mean? Or like a simple amount of like just joking around. This is kind of the importance back to like the it's all like all black and brown people, man. We have this like, if you don't have like your particular songs and dance, like what do you got, bro? You're corny. You understand? Being correct and right and shit all the time, that's some corny ass shit. It's just like, for what? Who does that satisfy but yourself? When you think about it that way, who else does that satisfy but yourself? You're just correct and right all the time. It's like, cool, you're right, but no one wants to hang out with you. I had a friend like that. It's unfortunate, and I was probably his last friend in person that really dealt with him because his own family got tired of dealing with him. But it's like, yeah, you're right all the time. You're correct about stuff. And like, I was in that same boat sometimes where I'm like, yeah, I can show you the receipts. I can show you the numbers. You know what I mean? And this is for all of us. We can still live our lives, but just get this aspect down on your life. But people don't want to do it. I'm like, fair enough. And I leave that shit alone. The other side of it is like, if that's all you have to provide to offer is just being correct and right, no one wants to be around that. No one wants to be around that. Give me a second. Like, you're right. But like, who would you rather be around? Someone who's like, you can listen to them be correct and right all day, and they correct you, and they're right about everything that they say towards you, and you're right and they're right and you're wrong? Or would you rather be around people who have like a song and dance that we can all kind of vibe and get along with? And I'm not saying that I'm a singer or a dancer, but I'm just saying that's the point. Is like, that's the cultural aspect. As like, people who don't have the culture can only just be correct. You know what I'm saying? They can't do both. There's people who like, they have the culture and they come correct. There's people who have the culture and then they come, and it's like we're getting away from, we're trying to like separate that. And why is that happening? I couldn't tell you why. Is it by design? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I couldn't prove it. But it's like, it's just the way it plays out. I don't know, man. So yeah, I don't know. I'm good off that, man. I guess I'm good off people that I don't need to be around them. But that's what America's culture, and because it's like, it's agreeable. Like, okay, you're agreeable. What else? And you think about the uncultured people who agree with you. You understand? That's masses at a time. So that's why it's like, guys like Andrew Tate can be right all the time. Guys like Jordan Peterson can be right all the time. You might be correct in what you're saying, but whether it comes down to your personal culture or even personal experience, there's not much you could tell me there. You're just correct about certain things. So I'm always correct on behalf of other people because I want to speak on their behalf and defend them. But it's like, it has nothing to do with me at the end of the day. But what about me? You understand? Now we get into what about me. And that's the cultural aspect that people want to see and hear. So, but I always try to come correct, man. The culture stuff is like, if you check out the channel, You check out the music, all that is just my interpretation and my, the way I would approach it. You know what I mean? Is that rain? It might be raining on me. Oh shit, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain, my God. Yeah, man. So like I said, I was talking about that 25 mark. We're gonna wait till the 52, mob through the rain a bit, get across, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, man, it's like I don't need to be around that, man. There's just simple living that is getting ignored. You know, there's simple living that's getting ignored because certain people just simply having made, whether someone made simply a certain vote, whether someone simply made a certain decision or was correct about something is enough for people to be off put by them. And I'm like, nah, man, you got to come to the table with all your rights and wrongs. And more importantly, it's like if you can come to the table with all your rights and wrongs and dance it away, if not come up with a dance with it, if not make a song about it, if not whatever. And like that's the other goofy shit is like pushing the money for it. It's like the money has nothing to do with the culture. There's a core thing that like people can't really do no more, man. Kids will sit there and create songs together. They'll use their resources. They'll use the technology that they have currently, and they'll put stuff together at the house. And people want to talk shit like, "Oh, you're a house in the room musician." And I was like, "Who cares, bro? At least they're not outside doing crazy shit. They're in the house making music. Like, why are you mad at that? They're making music." So then that gets judged. And then the moment that the kids can get past that, what's the next thing? Oh yeah, man, but you guys will never make it past your area, your neighborhood, your group of friends. Only your group of friends knows about your music. That's a moment in time still. That is the culture. But people will look down on each other because someone didn't make it. What is making it, bro? You get around the right people. The right people have been sitting there doing the weird, 360 deals and fondling people in the record label rooms the whole time. You want to make it, then you get made fondled. Like, what? Hell no. Like, that's what I'm saying is like, why would you want to be around that? But that's making it. It's like that's what making it has been up to this point. It's like every successful R&B singer close to my age has a story about like, yeah, there was some weird funky shit going on in those rooms and etc. And I'm like, why is that a thing? That's disgusting. Supposedly it's not happening no more, but some people, supposedly some people made it without they're unscathed or whatever. But so it's like, but that's the whole thing. It's like when you start creating these different. This is why I do the university mindset stuff. When you have the different principles that are outside of your own, you'll no longer value the times that you guys made those songs together. They're no longer a moments in time to value because you're comparing it to like someone who's brand new out the gate, 19, 20 years old, and they make fresh music and then they made it. Oh, that's the way to go viral. Like you don't even know what the shit they did to get there or who's particularly found them and is trying to like usher them into their shit. Like this isn't to like talk down on no one. This is just to be honest. So but that's my thing is like there's a culture aspect that is being controlled that people forget about, man. The best stuff is being found on a small scale on all these different levels. You think about the original four elements of hip hop. It's like it was in the Bronx when the time was when it was undocumented. A lot of that original stuff, the original version of MCing, the original version of DJing, original versions of graph and even breaking, that shit is undocumented, and it was happening within small little pockets of New York City. Mainly the Bronx, right? So it's like it's happening there, and then it's just like, but that's what I'm saying is like that's literally happening in other people's houses. It's literally like people's condos or whatever, not condos, but condos. Sex is happening there, but people don't feel great about themselves because they didn't make it. This is crazy, man. That's a weird standard. It's not fair either, and it's not fair. But that's what we on. That's what we're on right now. Oh, I'm gonna grab some water. So I don't know if the fountain froze because it's like 36 degrees at night. Give me a second. Hold on, what's below freezing, bro? Give me a second. Shit, it's not working. It's working. There it is. There it is, man. But yeah, so I don't like I said, man. You give me 0 in the chat, I'll keep it 100. You understand? You give me zeros in the chat, ain't nobody dropping in. Ain't nobody want to stick around. You give me zeros in the chat, I'll keep it 100. It's just like that, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Play with me, man. That's where I'm at in terms of these motivational days, bro. I gotta keep warm in the cold somehow, right? And my spirit won't allow myself to give up. That's the other thing, man. Like I be down about shit and then I get picked real quick. You understand? I get down a bit and I get picked up real quick. I can't help it. I don't know if I couldn't tell you if that's from practice or if that's just from, keeping it P, whatever, man. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell. I wish I could tell you the science behind it. I don't even know the science behind it. If I knew, I would have gave it away already. But I really say the fact there's some fearful shit, and then I face it all the time. That's just what I've been on. So that's all I can really say. That's all I can relate it to. That's all I can really say. I don't know, cause just like I'm saying, man, I don't like 30. We're like 30 minutes deep on some zero shit. We're like 40 minutes deep on some zero shit. Nobody else dropped in, bro. You know, no one else dropped in. So it's like 40, at least 40, 30, 40. I don't want to exaggerate. That's why I said 30. Zeroed out. So you keep me at a zero, I'm going to keep it a hundo all the time. So I don't give up on me, bro. I'm over here looking at my face and my reflection in the phone. I'm looking at myself. So I'm looking at myself like, oh yeah, I'm not losing to that. I'm not going to look at that and give into the sad shit. Like, fuck all that. The get down stuff like that means nothing. The content will always exist. People who find this, people who skim that, like you're going through at this point, as of today, it's 2.8K videos on the thing. I couldn't tell you how many live streams. I couldn't tell you how many truancy hours. It's probably 200 something right now. I couldn't tell you the numbers exact, but here we are. Matter of fact, I hope it's not muted. Yo, just in case it's muted, I'm gonna end it right there. Hey man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. I'm out.